And we're live. Number 12 for Geno, Paige, Azzi, Sarah. The Huskies do it again. And you're live. Welcome to the Hoopscat Pod, powered by Big East Energy. I'm your host, Mark Sinetto. Before we dive into today's show, I want to take a moment to say how thankful we are for all of you who are joining us live. We appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the show. Download it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. We're proud to say we're the only daily podcast covering both the UConn women's and men's basketball, the hoops capital of the world, the now 12-time national champion UConn women, the absolute best basketball program in the history of any basketball program, men or women. Wow. That's all I can say. Before I jumped on, I saw some interviews with Geno. He got emotional thinking about the players. Then you had Azzi Fudd was announced as the most outstanding player of the Final Four. Just an absolute monster tournament for this UConn women's team that throughout the year, just thinking about all of the different episodes I did, post games, during the week, whether we had beat reporters on from the Hartford Courant or the Connecticut Insider, whether we had, legendary players like Jennifer Rosati or, Maria Conlon doing some stuff for us earlier this year. And it just didn't feel like this team was stepping up at times to the level that it played in this NCAA tournament until, as Geno said, around that Tennessee game. Like he made a comment that said, this team started to fall in love with each other around that same time. And it showed through the ability of the players to do everything they could offensively, the cohesion that they had. It's just amazing to me, the types of personalities on this team. You have someone like Paige, who's been through so much, and Azzi too. I think about this on this 12th national title. Azzi Fudd coined a phrase earlier this year called trauma bonding, and how the team essentially went through that. And they kind of parlayed that into what we see here now. I got to go live to Tampa right now. We're going to get Joey Bellbonds in here. He is at the game. Just saw them win. Let's see it. Wow.
12, baby. We got 12 now. Let's go.
I love it. Tell me about the excitement in the building. Obviously, UConn fans they traveled. Tons of fans there. Just tell me about the energy.
Oh, this energy is electric. Look at. I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm going to switch my mic. But it's really good.
Love it. It's electric. I mean, it was a straight ass whooping. It was belt to ass.
But, hey.
No, I said it was belt to ass, dude. Like belt to ass. They just completely.
In the beginning, it felt like a prize fight going blow for blow. But once halftime hit, we blew the doors off them. Listen, we were the better team. And that's no knock on them. They were trying to go back to back. But hey, it was our year, and nobody was stopping us.
No, it was a great game. Dude, go celebrate. I think go celebrate. I appreciate you being on. I'm gonna drop you off.
Let's go, Huskies, man. We got 12. Let's
go. Joey on location. Love it. Future sponsor of the Hoopscat Pod, Joey Bellbonds. Definitely check that out, and we'll get him squared away soon. The big three, they delivered, right? Azzi Fudd, most outstanding player. God, Sarah. I know Paige is Paige, and I didn't even put her on the rundown. And you want to know why? Because Sarah Strong and Azzi Fudd were so good in this game. I mean, you could see I saw right before I jumped on, I saw this Twitter, I think it's Colonel Calhoun, who was like, when the game was over, it was essentially Dawn Staley just being caught on camera going, fuck. And you could just see it. Like that moment, she was just like, we're screwed. And it was amazing. Let's get Colleen in here. who's on location as well. Colleen, what's up?
Hey!
Can you hear us?
Wait, hold on. I don't know if we can hear you.
We can hear you.
We're trying to hear you through this. I don't know if it's gonna work.
All right. Well, if you can hear me,
Yeah, it is.
can you hear me now?
Hey, we're here.
Tell us about how the game. Like, how did you guys feel? Like, tell us anything about what was going on. Do you not hear
I'm
us?
gonna try again so I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna drop you off for 1 second. So they're having technical difficulties. All good. Yeah, tons of people there. You had Bella on the call. I don't know if people saw that link I put out. You had Bella on the call for UCTV. I don't think we're going to get her to jump on, but we're definitely going to get her thoughts early this week. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about kind of some of these stats and how the defensive clamps just came on to South Carolina and did not let them go for UConn's 12th and unprecedented national championship. We'll be back. And you're back on Locked On UConn. Just dominating performance. If you look at these games, I mean, what can you say? 82-59. It wasn't even that close. I'm pretty sure that was the final score. I kind of came up to the studio. 82-59. But if you looked at UConn throughout the tournament, let's look at these games. You know, they beat poor old Arkansas State 103-34. Then South Dakota State made a valiant effort for like one quarter, 91-57. Then you have Oklahoma, who, again, Paige Bueckers was dominant. They were up by 40 at one point. It's 82-59, identical score to the South Carolina game. USC gave them the best run, cut it to 4 going into the fourth quarter, 78-64. And then UCLA, the number 1 overall seed, they just another dominating performance. Like every game was an ass whooping. And I hate to be crass about it, but people gave me so much shit about complaining about a number 1 seed. Oh, they shouldn't have got it because they did this, this, and this. I guess you didn't watch the games, is what I would tell this selection committee. Do you not see what happened with UConn? Because they had no struggles in this NCAA tournament, none. But they were a 2 seed, the number 1 2 seed. Or as I like to call them, the 5th 1 seed. Let's see if Colleen's back. No, she's not. That's okay. God, Sarah Strong. The Sarah Strong era, in case you didn't know, has begun. She is the next thing in women's college basketball. You heard Rebecca Lobo say it today. I don't know if people really – I don't even know if we've really even scratched the surface yet with Sarah. That's the beautiful thing. She had another game where she was really good, but she wasn't like she didn't have 40 points, but that's not what she does. She is an all-around incredible player, very efficient, just like, someone like that we know, Paige Bueckers, right? When you look at these stats, incredible. 24 points, 15 rebounds. She had 5 assists, only 2 turnovers. She played 37 minutes. I believe she had 4 blocks as well. Unfreaking believable. 37 minutes, 10 of 15 from the floor, was 2 of 3 from 3, made both of her free throws, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, and a partridge and a pear tree. People were losing their minds in the first quarter when Jana picked up two fouls. Why? South Carolina didn't have. Was Carmela Cardoza going to come back from the WNBA to play? So this was not a classic, and this is not taking anything away from UConn. But I was not scared about this South Carolina team. If my bankroll was unlimited, I would have put $1 million on UConn to cover this game easily. I think I heard somebody jump in. Let's see if we can get back to the homepage here. Let's see. Nope, nobody's on, but that's okay. Anybody in the chat want to jump in? I will throw the invite again. If anyone wants to jump in and chat, feel free. If not, it's gonna be Big Larry. What's up, big dog?
Reporting live from the national championship headquarters. Woo!
Wow.
I mean, all we do is confetti. That's all we do.
That's it.
Incredible scene. That's them right there. National champs
Dude.
right there. That's
Unreal.
national champs.
Dominating.
I told you all. Free money.
Free money. I just said it. I said if I had an unlimited bankroll, I would have threw everything.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Don't matter.
Kick their ass again.
Belt to ass.
Geno,
I love it.
Washed. People said he's washed out. People said, "Oh, he's too old for the game. The game's passed him by." They said the trainer they blame for injuries. No. The game hasn't come by, passed him by. We're repeating. We're not only repeating, we're three-peating. I'm out.
Keep going. Peace. Larry, the best. I told you I had my people there. Big Larry, love him. Be ready for more tickets from him next season because that's what we're posting for next year when we do some ticket giveaways. That's the guy right there. So if you don't know him, make sure you follow him and find out. Let's see. We got Colleen. It's okay. I'm gonna have Colleen come on and just tell me what she thought and saw. What you saw, and I won't say a thing. How about that? The beautiful thing about having my own show and my own network now, they could just be freeform. Anybody wants to come on, they can say whatever they want. Doesn't have to be question based. Just come on in and tell me what you saw. So if you were there, if you weren't there, if you were watching from your house, I don't care if you were watching from your backyard with a satellite dish. Just come on in and tell me what you thought about this dominating performance because there's nothing that we could really point to other than I think the turning point for me really was South Carolina gained a little momentum. I had it in my notes here. First half, it was I have a great stat for you guys here in a second, but 33-22, and UConn had a couple of possessions to really kind of get separation early, like really blow them out, and in the first quarter, and they didn't do it. And I kind of thought maybe something, and then just kept growing and growing. All right, Colleen's here. Let's go. Tell us.
I was trying to hear. It's so loud in there.
It's okay.
This was such a good win. I got to stand by the DJ the whole time, which was fun. I didn't even sit down. But we were surrounded by Gamecock fans, and it was like wild at the beginning. I was like, oh, we had to listen to this the whole time. And then, they start to pull away. And by halftime, it was quiet. But everyone was like rooting for UConn. Everyone around us was like, we love Paige, we love Geno. You guys got Sarah and Azzi. So good. They look so good. So happy for them. There's a lot of alumni here, so they're all down on the floor right now, like getting to celebrate with them, which is like so nice to see.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Can you hear me or no?
I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, I was gonna say what was it all like the whole weekend, the whole time, like the entire Final Four? Like, give me your impression. The entire
awesome.
time.
It's been awesome in Tampa. There's just everything down in downtown Tampa is, every women's basketball. There's so many events. Everyone's been super nice. You have all the teams here. Tons of UConn fans. So UConn Nation definitely travels well. It's been nice to see. Met a ton of nice people. Wonderful. And the games have been great. And I was talking to my sister-in-law who was with me, and I said, I think everyone's like, oh, wait for UCLA, wait for South Carolina. And I'm like, I think we're just that much better. Yeah. And no one realized until now. We're just that much better.
Absolutely.
We've beaten everybody, and not just by a little bit, by a lot. And this team has started the tournament, even started the Big East, and every game they're beating everybody by 30 points. They look awesome. It was a complete team effort. Overall, just amazing weekend. So we're definitely leaving happy. So
listen,
yeah, all good.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Have a great time. Bye. That was Colleen from the Hoops Capital of the World. Does a lot of stuff for us behind the scenes, writing a little bit here and there. If you haven't already done it, I'm going to put up a banner that's going to go on the bottom here. That is check out our Substack. It is the hoops capital of the world. Hoops capital of the world. Guess what? That's why our podcast is called the Hoops Cap. So check that out. It's just find it on Substack. You can't click on that link, so just go there. And if you can consider donating to the show in terms of like you get things with a really quick with a founding membership, which is it's an investment. It's a couple $100. If you do that, you get a shirt, a Hoops Capital of the World shirt. The hats are coming out. And also, I will probably get one more kind of like koozie or something like that to kind of throw in the mix, or like your choice of maybe a sweatshirt or something like that. So if you want to check out the Substack, we're going to write a lot more there, especially in the off season. Maybe some thought pieces on the incoming freshmen on both the men's and women's side. The transfer portal is still open on the men's side and the women's side because guess what? This UConn women's team is not done. Number 13 may be on its way because, as you just saw in this NCAA tournament, as Colleen said, is no one kind of thought that UConn was going to be this good. We did. Like all of us at the Hoops Cap, all of us that work with me, and we've been talking about this for a long time. It's like it's crazy how they kind of came in underrated. Full disclosure, I bet on every single game of the UConn women and won every single game because they won by 1,000 points. And the first game was a 44.5-point spread. This UConn team was a wagon, and they were playing the best of anyone. They beat South Carolina by 30 at home at their place, and then won against them in the national championship and beat them by, was it 23 points when it was really like a 30-point game by the time it was all said and done. Such an amazing game, such an amazing team. So happy for Paige going out as a champion. Happy for Azzi winning most outstanding player. But I think the biggest biggest person on the floor the entire year. People laughed at me when I said this. People literally said to me, "You're crazy," because there's so many good players out there. I would not trade Sarah Strong for anybody in the next 3 or 4 years. She is so good. She does everything well. Her instincts. Like, I wonder what it would be like to coach someone this good. Like, that everything you say, she does. Everything you see, she does. That's a coach's dream. And if you think about this, I would love to sit down with Geno and say, how many players have you coached that make you feel like that, like Sarah does? Paige is definitely one of them. I'm sure Azzi is up there. Back in history, you're talking about, Colleen was talking about the alumni, a Renee Montgomery, a Tina Charles, a Maya Moore, essentially Brianna Stewart, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, like all of these teams that he's coached. Like, where does Sarah rank as a freshman and then potential going forward? I know he has really great notions of what she looks like and what she's going to be as she's dominated here and there. But it's just been so incredible to watch. It's wild to me that we have about 200 plus people watching the show. Really appreciate you guys. Again, go if you haven't subbed already, please do so. Let me look at some of these comments. I haven't had a chance to do it yet. I guess this is a nice one from John Grove. Congrats to UConn women's basketball. Love the new podcast you have. Need that kind of basketball brand in the Big 12. All right, John. Well, guess what? We're coming. Not to the Big 12. That's not what I meant. But just stay tuned for what the Mark Zanetto machine is going to try to roll out over the next year or so. Appreciate you. Give Nathaniel Isaac some love. Appreciate you, man. I know that I follow you on Facebook, and you're always really great with kind of looking up our stuff. So appreciate you, dude. If you're still watching, let's see this. Okay, Sarah wouldn't flourish if she went to another school. Geno, to his credit, knows how to develop his players' skill sets. Isn't there any wonder why the top players in the WNBA are from UConn? Panay, I want to disagree with you 1,000% because there are, like, Dawn Staley is a hell of a coach. She got her ass kicked today, but so what? You're trying to tell me that if because it came down to South Carolina and UConn, you're trying to tell me that if Sarah Strong went to South Carolina, they wouldn't have been more competitive today? If Sarah Strong is a elite talent. Elite. Does she benefit from having Paige and Azzi? 1,000%. But I think you're going to see next year without Paige just how good Sarah Strong can be. Sarah Strong's been phenomenal. She was incredible in high school. She was incredible in AAU. Everybody wanted her. The top two teams essentially were battling it out, and UConn came out on top. That's why we're winning. That's why we won a national championship, and that's why South Carolina's got to go back to the drawing board. So just disagree wholeheartedly. Let's see. Sarah was number one recruit. Two things can be true, by the way. Strong has such great maturity, fit in very well with fifth-year seniors. Yeah, because of her personality. Like, I think that's what you're saying. I don't even know what context that was, because I guess that was from about 7 or 8 minutes ago. Sarah fits in seamlessly. I feel like Sarah fits in seamlessly almost anywhere. She kind of reminds me of a person that if they were in a situation, they kind of just read it really well. And I'm just talking about regular, like in life, like, you know, like how there's some people who are going to be socially awkward no matter what. She doesn't feel that way to me. I feel like if you need her to be gregarious, she will be. If you need her to be quiet, she will be. If you need her to be a mixture of that, she will be. That's the type of basketball player she is. Geno famously said at the beginning of the year that Sarah Strong, we don't know what her role is, but it's whatever she wants it to be. There's a blank canvas. And if you noticed a lot in this game, they went to a small lineup. You know, I thought was fantastic tonight or this afternoon is KK Arnold. I know she came in late. There was one, and I think she takes a lot of like personal battles because she was a starter. Now she comes off the bench. But there was a moment where she took Malaysia Fulwiley to the hole and crossed her up and made a layup and kind of stared her down. Like, all right, everyone gives, you know, like, God, Ryan Rucco and Rebecca Lobo, to their credit, were like giving Malaysia Fulwiley like her flowers. It's like, I mean, she's all right. She's an incredibly athletic player, but she I don't know how much she affected the game. I know she has in the past, but I mean, and here's the thing. I don't get as upset anymore because of what I do for a living about the way the announcers call the game, because a part of me understands, and I'm doing this more with like a guy like Donnie Marshall, who I used to get frustrated with. But having Joe D'Ambrosio on and talking to him about, hey, give Donnie a break, like he's just trying to do his thing. And I give Rebecca Lobo and Ryan Rucco a pass here because they just want the game to be fun and competitive, because it's better for ratings, it's better for the women's game, for this game to be close. And it wasn't. Not that this is bad for the game, because UConn being back on top is fantastic for the game. But anyway, I went on a tangent there. Rybread, I think you're wrong. Kind of in the middle, like halfway right. Jonathan, yep, great game. Love the whole season. Appreciate you jumping in. Yep, this I agree with, Rybread. Going back and looking at this, yeah, I mean, the tough thing is like, you can say that, but it wasn't until after you got beat by Tennessee that things started to really get to where this comment makes sense. So, Emmanuel, Locked on UConn is no more for me. I don't know what they're doing with that show. That's up to Locked On Podcast Network. I am no longer contracted by Locked On Podcast Network. I started my own thing here at Big East Energy, and I really appreciate it if you haven't already to subscribe and you know, kind of follow me, and I'll still be doing the Hoops Cap is the name of the new UConn show that's going to be daily coverage for both the UConn men's and women's. And let me get this out of the way now too, because I think you guys will appreciate this. As far as the daily coverage of this in the off season, once we get past the transfer portal stuff, like May, June, July, that 3-month period where there's not much going on. Like we're still gonna do shows. We're still gonna have consistent content, especially if things happen. You know, maybe get some interviews with different players, coaches, that kind of thing, from the Big East world as well as the UConn world. But if I'm not on a show, if I have a substitute or we do 3 days a week, 4 days a week, that's okay. The consistent coverage, the daily coverage will ramp up again as soon as the games start. And yes, we're going to cover UConn football like once a week, like we did last year. I'm thinking about bringing in some talented folks to help me with that. And yeah, so just stay tuned. But back to the UConn women. Let's see what else we have in the chat here. Already subscribed. Thanks, man. Thank you. Hey, Robert. Robert, give you a shout out, man. I love that you follow us and you comment on all our stuff. I really appreciate your patronage. Yeah, this Sarah Strong is, if she's not the second best player in the country right now that Paige is, now she's gone and gone to the WNBA. I think Sarah Strong's going to win Player of the Year next year. Hot take right now, and I don't even know how hot a take it is because she is that good. Sarah Strong, Player of the Year next year. Book it. Anyone else have any questions? Because if not, I'm going to go celebrate this national championship and chill because I don't know what else to say. It was just they kicked their ass. This is vintage UConn. This is vintage Geno. Just an unbelievable win. And I hate to say it, I kind of thought this was coming. All right, boys and girls, children of all ages, this has been a live edition of the Hoops Cat Pod, powered by Big East Energy. I love you all. What an incredible season. A part of me doesn't want to get off the live because this is the last show that I'm going to do about the women this year. The men already are done. I know we're going to do some stuff later this week with, transfer portal with the guys and, talk about the women's prospects for next season. And tomorrow, I think if she's available, we'll try to have Bella on essentially to talk about her experience because she called all of these games. She's incredible at what she does. I always get one more person. Quit is a strong word. I just don't think she felt like she had a shot. she didn't call. I saw she didn't call timeouts. It's because what was she gonna do? Hey, guard Sarah Strong. Okay, hand in her face, bucket. Really close out on Azzi. Okay, cool. She goes to the hole and gets a bucket in the foul. Hey man, let's really guard Paige. Okay, screen. Roll to the hole for Sarah for a layup. There were no answers. They didn't have any answers down low. They didn't shoot the three well. The offensive rebounded great, but that's because they missed a ton of shots. And also they missed some shots that were longer rebounds. All of the rebounds in the game that didn't shoot out long were essentially owned by Sarah Strong. She had 15 rebounds. She's a monster. All right. For the last time this season, I will say this. This has been another episode of the Hoops Cat Pod. I'm your host, Mark Zanetto, asking you to stay connected with me. All of our socials, new show, new kind of home base, the Big East Energy Network, new show in the Hoops Cat Pod for the 12-time national champion UConn women, as well as the 6-time national champion men. 18 national championships, one program, two programs, one dynasty. For me and everybody that makes the Hoops Cap what it is and Big East Energy Network what it is, I want to say it's not about getting it done. It's about doing it in a way that it can't be done any better. That's our show for today, and that's our season. We'll be back tomorrow talking about the offseason and everything that goes with it. Goodbye, friends.